Hello everyone and welcome to another video with iTero. This one we're going to cover the AI coach, where you put the statistics and the drafting tool kind of to use, and it gives you a very clear direction on things to improve on and kind of the direction that your gameplay should take for you to improve at League of Legends. I'm using one of my friend's accounts here, and he's a jungle player. He's playing Iron mostly in kind of Emerald/Diamond elo. I think it's going to be a very good example because I think he's just played a lot of games on this account in general, and you can kind of track the progress, and it will give me very good insight into his games and kind of how I can help him if I were to coach him, and kind of how you should have your mindset when you're looking at iTero and the AI coach in particular. So let's jump right into it and view the profile. So as you can see, he has 108 games, 61% win rate, pretty solid, I would say. And then you have kind of the overall overview here of strengths and weaknesses. Just kind of, he has very good jungle farm in the early game, very good KDA. He doesn't have very good dragon stats, etc. But if you jump into explore, you can kind of have a better overview and kind of go into the more detailed perspective, so to say. And then we can see the true power of the AI coach. So let's jump into it. And you can see here, after 28 minutes, he has a very good score. His early game also very solid, 0 to 7 minutes. It's kind of in the mid game where he lacks the most direction. The AI coach has given him a 2.5. So let's jump right into it and see. So right away, when you have the top 3 strengths and top 3 weaknesses, it's already very clear on kind of what you do well and what you don't do well. So for me, if I were to coach this person and kind of give him direction, I would instantly just look at the weaknesses and look at, oh, the team net dragons is very low for this rank. Recall's very low, and kill difference versus top laner. I think out of these 3, the one that's most kind of applicable to every game is kind of the net dragons. So if I click onto here and I see the elo average is right around here, and he's kind of under this curve and not really improving either. I think the most useful part about the AI coach is the ability to track over different games. So it tracks the last 100 games, right? So for example, if this person is looking at this and going, okay, my dragons is very low, right? I'm going to think about dragons every time I'm in game and kind of make it my objective. It's very easy then to go into the AI coach, say 20 games later, and see how this graph has developed, and kind of, you can get it on the paper. You don't have to track it yourself. iTero will do everything for you, which I think is very useful. Also, you can add people to the leaderboard and compare if that's something you want. But I think it's very useful, especially with the AI coach, to just compare it to your own stats and kind of follow along in the progress, so to say. If we look at another one, for example, look at recalls. It's going up by games, and it's way higher than the elo average. So he just recalls a lot in general. That's also something you can easily track if you look at the VOD. Maybe you just kind of recall when you have nothing to do, and instead you could be taking the dragons, as we saw in the previous stat. So I think that's something that's pretty fun, how the recalls and dragons kind of link together. And then obviously you can see as well, game state at 14 minutes behind 30 games, even 38 games ahead 38. So it looks like most of the games he's playing from even or ahead, which is very solid. I think that's obviously something you want to do as a jungle. You don't want to play from behind. If we look at some of the good things, he has a positive KD ratio, and it's going up by games as well. Jungle camps per minute. It's very important when you're playing Ivern and jungle in general. Looking pretty solid as well. Slightly above the elo comparison. So in general, he's doing a very good job, I would say, on kind of camps and farming. But objective-wise, he's slacking a bit. So it's a very clear kind of thing you can improve on there. But in general, if you just go to the AI coach and go through all of these sections and pick the one that you're weakest at and look at the things you can improve, almost instantly you can just put it into your next game, right? So I can tell him right away, focus on dragons. You're doing a good job farming. Just make sure you get objectives and don't base too much in mid game. That's already 3 very important things that you can think about in the next game. And I think that's what makes the AI coach very good. It just kind of instantly puts you in the right direction, so to say, because otherwise you can just keep playing 400 games in a row and not really get anywhere. But the AI coach gives you very solid improvement. So I would really recommend you guys check it out. Check out iTero, download it, try the AI coach. Now with all these 3 videos, I kind of have gone over all the major points and kind of what you can draw from the app. I think it's a very useful tool if you want to climb. So make sure you guys check it out and have a great rest of your day.